Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I wanted to go over a topic that is touchy, it's tricky, but it does happen, and it happens to a lot of y'all. And I want to talk about that with you guys so that you guys have some idea and information of why this stuff happens. And by the way, if you have a call with me, it's confidential. I'm not going to ever share anything that we ever talk about. I just am talking about patterns that I'm seeing a little bit more frequently. I'm not talking about any particular case, so please keep that in mind. Why do married women seem to approach you more than single women? And so this is a really tricky dynamic because men who are not comfortable approaching, they tend to end up in a situation where they're the other guy or the second guy. And this happens sometimes. And the reason is commonly because we see more often than not married women are a little bit more comfortable than single women approaching. And we're going to talk about all of these reasons. There's probably more than the ones I'm talking about now, but these are the more common ones that I see. And I know this topic is like a taboo to some people. I'm not saying that cheating is right or wrong. I'm not even talking about my opinions. That's not really the point of this video. It's to give information so that anyone who's in the situation can know what's happening and understand so that they can maybe vet these things out, or maybe they can pursue whatever they need to do to make themselves have a more committed relationship. I'm also not saying these relationships don't work. I'm not here to judge. It's really not my job to judge. It's my job to help. And so the first one is that married women that are hitting on you or reaching out to you or approaching you or having an affair with you, they are trying to fill a need that's lacking in their marriage. And so they're almost in this situation where they so desperately, not in a bad way, just emotionally, they're so wanting this particular need, so much to the point where they're almost losing track of how it's coming across. Like they're losing track of maybe even some of their own desires and morals and things like that. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's actually most people who are in this situation, they find themselves a little bit more likely to think this is okay. That was what I was trying to say. I just didn't know how to word it. It's almost like she thinks it's okay to do this because she's not having a need. So she almost feels entitled to do so to some extent. And this is a really tricky situation because I notice this more with women than with men. They feel like because they're unhappy, they have the right to cheat. And I don't agree with that. Maybe some people think that's okay. I don't agree. You can have a conversation with your husband. You can leave him. You can whatever it is. But adding another person, you're hurting now both people, probably along with yourself and maybe the family you have. However, this does happen. And when she is doing this, it's because she feels like she just needs to get it out from anywhere. She's almost so desperate for this need that she's able to reach out to you because whatever she's feeling is she's so driven by her emotions. The next one is that married women who cheat are more often impulsive and more feeling oriented in general compared to more cautious women. And so what do I mean by that? Married women who are not impulsive or feeling oriented are not going to do this. And so you're not seeing that. But what you're seeing is the married women who are obviously comfortable cheating, they're originally more impulsive and feeling oriented. And so if they like someone, they're just going to go up to them. They're just going to be more impulsive. But in the same time, if you don't give her the need she wants, she's going to do it to you too, typically. And so these people are a little bit more impulsive in general, comparison to less cautious women, which might be more single, or you might not more single, she is single, but you might not notice her because that cautious woman is not going to reach out to you. You're only going to notice the one who's more impulsive and more feeling oriented. And then you might get in this trap where pretty much all the women you're seeing, or, a lot of you guys are in this situation where you're constantly seeing women who are married. And by the way, if you've had a call with me and these are some of the dynamics that you're struggling with, if these are not the reasons that I told you specifically for your situation, then it doesn't apply. Like whatever we talk about is private between me and you. And that will apply more specifically than just a video I'm making for everybody. I just want you guys to know that. Okay. The next one is single women may be more guarded and they have less to fall back on. Whereas married women, they feel like they have nothing to lose because they feel like they'll always have their husband, which is not healthy or fair for him, but it is true. And so you can see her almost feeling like she's comfortable taking risks because her mind is thinking, well, if it doesn't work out, or this guy rejects me, I know that I'm attractive or I still have someone available to me because I still have my husband. And she feels like that. The next one is Okay, so this one also people might not like. Married women might have more, this particular type of married women, not all married women, but this one, she has more experience approaching because this might not be her first affair or emotional affair, whatever you want to call it. And so she's probably been doing this, who knows for how long. And so she's just used to this. This is part of her lifestyle at this point. She's used to approaching because this is how she gets these people. A lot of men are not going to, most of them are not going to approach a married woman because one, she's in a relationship, but two, they're going to have to deal with at some point her husband. And that's a difficult situation, right? And so it's also risky. We see that a lot with a lot of psychological patterns, case studies where the affair partner might be at risk for even physical harm and damage from their husband, from the married woman's husband, right? And so it's a really cautious situation for men, a single man to approach a married woman. So usually these relationships start where she's going to approach him and she knows that he's not going to approach her, but she wants that for whatever reason. Her own reasons. And so she's going to be approaching you. And she's been doing that for a while, typically, some of the time. Okay. The next one is, I think, the one that is the one that we've talked about already before on this channel a little bit, but I think it will probably take a little bit more time for this video. The married women who are doing this, let's just say that they're cheating. We can call it that at this moment, or she's having an affair, whatever it is. A lot of them who do this, from what I've seen in my practice, is they have a father wound. And so her mind thinks that she's always the one pursuing. She believes she's has to be the one that pursues. And so in her mind, her being the one initiating is normal for her. That's the way it's supposed to go. And so she feels like pursuing is normal. And so she likely pursued her husband as well. And so what happens is the combination between the father wound and the feeling of needing to pursue, she feels like when something, that wound is not healing because she hasn't worked on it, nothing's ever enough. And so she always reaches to get more. That feeling is very familiar to her, always reaching to get more, always pursuing to get more. And so her husband is not enough. And so now she's pursuing and reaching for more, which is now you, right? And so she finds that in you. And that's why she's comfortable pursuing you, because she has that particular wound that she's been struggling with and she hasn't healed. And so these are the reasons why married women can approach more than single women. I'm not saying single women don't approach. I'm not saying all married women cheat. Absolutely not. All that I'm saying is we are seeing this pattern a little bit more often. And why is that happening? And some of you guys are in these situations. And so that's all I wanted to share. I really do hope this video was helpful to somebody. I was not trying to be offensive at all. I just wanted to help. So I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.